Alright guys, we're back. Haven't done a recording in a while because content hasn't been too difficult. But this heretic is actually pretty hard, pretty restrictive. We're gonna try a weird team here. It's gonna be bringing Pain, Ashe, and Ramza. There's a couple mechanics that we're gonna be trying to play around. The boss is hard to cheese or anything like that because you can't really do the usual like quest this plus summon to knock him out, because he's gonna hear and counter no matter what phase he's in. If he's confused, paralyzed, or silenced, he's still gonna do the counter attack. So the way to handle this boss is you really need Warrior of Light on your team, either on your main party or with a friend unit. So we're gonna try what Soul DFFOO did, which is bring a Warrior Light friend. I didn't try or think about this idea, but it's actually pretty effective because you can bring damage dealers in your main party. My Warrior of Light doesn't have an EX weapon, so he has some longevity issues. It is possible to do it with 35 CP only, but it just means his damage is going to be lower in the long term, and he has no healing for your party. So if you want to try to do some healing, it's going to be really hard to do that without bringing another unit to do that. But that means your damage is going to suffer a little bit as well, because we don't really have strong healers right now in the roster. So for us, we're going to try a weird and more effective team composition, I think. Something with paralysis. When you paralyze the boss, he can still counter like I said, but this will delay him enough that he won't be able to use Cure if at all. And then we can just unload the damage. We have Ramza's free turn with the HP +++, and then Pain with debuffs as well as strong damage output as well. So that's the strategy here. And then Ashe can do some paralysis on the other waves as well. The other waves are not that dangerous, it's mainly just the last wave. We have Ramza that can provide constant battery for our team. And you can see Pain just relying on HP plus here, especially during the physical weakness. So she's hitting good damage and doing a lot of longevity without using any skills. So I think Ramza is the strongest, especially for this Heretic Cosmos fight. I tried a team of Ramza, Zac, and Terra initially, and they got destroyed, but I did not bring Warrior of Light friend at that time, so maybe it's possible for them to survive. But I'm not a fan of Terra in this rework, because her longevity is very, very questionable, and her damage fluctuates. So it's actually hard to tell if she can out-damage other consistent damage dealers like Noctis, Bane, even Pain. Because Pain can last forever with HP plus, with some battery support like Ramza or Brave Regen. So it's hard to tell for Terra. Even if she can dish out some burst damage, I'm just not sure if she's a top choice for this Cosmos fight. Okay, you do have to watch out, keep an eye on Ramza's buffs because they have duration. You see his one turn left, and it gets confusing to tell which is that shout or is that galvanize, so sometimes you have to click on it to be sure. But make sure it doesn't run out so that you can upkeep the buffs. For the wolves, we're going to target them one at a time because we have no choice. There's no AoE on this team. We can just take care of them pretty fast. They have low HP. And then for the main boss, he does resummon them, but many turns down the road when he does the second all self-target. So that's like 4 or 5 turns later on, but you do have to kill him before that time or it's going to resummon the ads, which is going to delay your run because the turn count is actually pretty tight. It's 80 turns here. With some launches you can actually hit the minimum 80 turns probably and still get score, but it's pretty tight otherwise, especially if you're not packing Ramza for his free turn mechanic. If I was going to recommend one unit from this batch, it's going to be Ramza, guys. Try to pick him up if you can. He's also usable in Chaos if you were not aware. One of the few units without EX Plus for a long time that is usable in early Chaos. Okay, for Ashe, we're going to save most of her abilities for the last wave, the second ability, because that one overflows more and does more damage during summon. I think she does run into issues, or I mean Ramza really, runs into buff slot issues when you pair Ramza with Ashe. But I haven't found that to be like a deal breaker or anything major. because they have so much synergy together. Ramza can increase Ash's longevity with the Brave Regen, and then Ash can increase Ramza's damage output, making his HP plus stronger. Okay, we're at the boss now. I'm not sure if using that EX move was smart, because now we're starting the fight with him opening up with Mega Flare. We could have prevented it and dished out more damage. So that's probably not the right play. Could have just delayed the Commander Beast a little bit more. Okay, we gotta open with the debuff on Pain, lower his stats. So we're forced to bring in Warrior of Light Friend right now. The question is which unit to swap out, and that can't be Ash because we're gonna have to build up the EX charge again to keep him paralyzed, because that's the strategy for this team. And Ramza is the one with the free turn, so we can't really swap him out either. So that leaves Pain, so we have to swap out Pain. Alright, you can see Mega Flare doing 0 HP damage. It still does Brave damage, but only to the shield. So Warrior of Light completely negates his mechanic. And the other mechanic is that he just hears every other turn, and the other turn being he Mega Flares. So it's going to be a rotation between Mega Flare into Cure, Mega Flare into Cure. So this makes this fight very DPS gated. And we're going to have Paralysis to weave in and have something to say about that. So I actually don't know when the rotation hits. It's probably at a certain HP threshold, because he does do some single target attacks before then. So once he reaches a certain threshold, I think that's when he does the rotation. Okay, with Warrior of Light Friend, the rotation is going to be Shining Kill first to prevent that first AoE attack, and then throw Buckler for the next 3 attacks, because that does more damage and overflow. It also batteries your team, so it's pretty good. Then your last skill is going to be Shining Shield again, so your party is protected. So again, just pay attention to Ramza's buffs. When you're at 3 stacks of Galvanize, his buff count goes from 9 to 12 for the party. So it's a little nifty there. You can save Energize to battery the party later on. He's already capped damage. HP plus gives free turns as well, so it's better to use when you're capped damage. You can maximize the efficiency. Okay, he's targeting Pain, but keep in mind Pain doesn't have the shield, so we have to be pretty careful here and just Brave Attack. You can see she still has a lot of abilities left. I didn't use any Black Skies, any of their skill 2s, because we didn't need to. Her HP plus combined with Ramza's Brave Regen and Ash's auras means she's hitting cap damage with her HP plus on all the waves. Okay, this is second Mega Flare. Again, Pain is the one without the shield, but the whole party is covered because we used Warrior of Light for the last ability. We used Shining Shield. So this part's gonna be a little bit tricky because we don't have the EX charge up on Ash. So that means if we summon and we pop him with the Paralyze, he's still gonna counter afterwards. So we're gonna have to eat this second hit. It's actually Flare Star, not Mega Flare, but it's the same idea, which is group AoE, Brave Attack into Magic Attack. Okay, so this is the coming down to the wire here. He's gonna pop Cure and go into the rotation, and the turn count is at 63. So this is really burst time. Again, we didn't use any skills on Pain because we didn't have the chance. So it's time to go ham. Just gonna summon. We have extra turns, but it's burst time. He should die within the summon, and that's the plan. And then Ash also has Paralyzed, but keep in mind that's not going to save your team. If you don't kill him, he's going to pop the counter regardless of his status. So make sure when you summon, you're going to kill him. And Ash gets the magic weakness, so she's going to do a lot of damage and help delay this fight for you guys so that the boss doesn't really do any mechanics. So I would highly recommend Ash if you don't have a Warrior of Light, or you don't want to bring Warrior of Light. And Ash plus a Warrior of Light friend, it's going to be a great option for you guys. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.